Hello. Today we're looking in our analytical packet at essential question number 4. What kind of organization could be used in this form of writing? We're in the organization section of the learning target packet, and we're going to be looking at using appropriate transitions to create cohesion in our sentences and to clarify the relationship of our ideas. There's a lot of different relationships that carry over between not only sentences but also paragraphs. For the relationships we're making as we join sentences together, we want to make sure we're using the proper transition words. Cause and effect transition words includes because, so, therefore, and as a result. Compare, contrast transition words include words like but, however, and likewise. And then if you're adding addition of information or chronological order, we might use transitions such as next and first, second, and then. However, as we look at transitioning today in this class practice, we're going to look at combining sentences and transitioning inside of those sentences to join the ideas in a logical relationship, but not necessarily using those obvious transition words. This is more of a subtle way of transitioning, sort of a next level transitioning, shall we say. Let's practice. Read the paragraph. Along the old pioneer trails in the West, you'll find a huge rock that looks like the back of a turtle shell. During the 1800s, pioneers, many from eastern states like Pennsylvania, would anxiously await the day they would arrive at this special landmark. They knew that if they arrived there by Independence Day, then they would likely be able to make it to California and Oregon before the winter storms began to arrive. Independence Day is the 4th of July. Because of this, the landmark was named Independence Rock. Rich revision that combines sentences 3 and 4 into one sentence best improves the logical relationship between the two sentences. A, the 4th of July Independence Day was when they arrived in California and Oregon before the winter storms began to arrive. B, Independence Day to California and Oregon is where the pioneers wanted to be by the 4th of July so they could avoid the winter storms. C, arriving by Independence Day, they knew that they would be able to make it to California and Oregon before the winter storms began to arrive on the 4th of July. Or D, they knew that they wanted to be there by Independence Day, the 4th of July. Then they would likely be able to make it to California and Oregon before the winter storms began to arrive. So which revision best improves the logical relationship between the two sentences? In this case, the correct answer is D. And here's why. It not only concisely revises some of the extra wordage between the two sentences, it also puts it in a logical order. They don't confuse the original sentences, which sentence A does that. When it says the 4th of July Independence Day is when they arrived in California and Oregon before the winter storms arrived, they're confusing the order. This part right here, the 4th of July Independence Day, should, in the logical order, appear after what they have at the end, because it confuses the meaning for the reader when it's moved to the first position. Same with sentences B and C. Although we have this independence thing leading it, which kind of confuses what's going on within the rest of the sentence. And the focus of it is the arrival of the pioneers. And their goal of when they wanted to be there should come later, which is why the most logical order of combining and transitioning subtly these ideas is D. Keep in mind that all of them are worded with 0 mistakes in sentence construction. There's no run-ons present. There's no fragments present. It's simply the way the ideas are presented are in the proper order in sentence D, as opposed to the confusion present by the way they join the sentences together in options A, B, and C. So as we transition and create more cohesion between our sentences, sometimes that entails joining sentences together. Make sure that as you do that in your writing, you're doing it in the proper method and are not creating joined together sentences that also confuse your reader. So go ahead and get working.